Will you believe me if I tell you that this is one of the oldest rivalries in the world, and that is the match between England and Scotland. The first match that ever happened between these two countries was back in 1872, and since then they have had almost 124 matches, out of which 48 are won by England and 41 are won by Scotland. And this match will be their 100th competitive fixture. The last match that they had, the last meeting that held between these two countries was back in 2017, which ended in a draw. And the last match in which Scotland won from England was back in 1999. So imagine what Scotland has to prove today to win this match. And talking about the history between these two countries, the last meeting that they had in a major tournament like World Cup or Euros, that was back in 1996 Euro, in which England won by 2-0 at Wembley. And now England is going to face Scotland for the 33rd time at Wembley. Means both the teams are quite experienced to be playing at Wembley. England have won all the 6 matches in 2021 in all the competitions. But on the other hand, Scotland have failed to score in 5 of their 7 matches in Euros. And on top of that, England have kept clean sheets in last of their 4 Euro games. So talk about whatever fixture, but this fixture is going to be very interesting. It's full of history, it's full of facts, and it's full of figures. So let's see what happens in this. And talking about the squad, Dean Henderson has opted out from this Euros tournament because of some injury. So Dean Henderson won't be playing in this Euro tournament. And Harry Maguire is fit and fine and is training with the team, but it is very unlikely that he would be playing for the whole 90 minutes. So there's a possibility that we might see Harry Maguire in the team, but I doubt that he would be playing for the whole 90 minutes. Let's see if it happens or not. Defender Kieran Tierney might be back in today's match after suffering from long-standing calf injury. So he might be there for Scotland's squad today. And also Shea Adams, who came as a substitute for Scotland in the match against Czech Republic, he was quite good, so he has a lot to prove in this match too. Did you know that Andy Robertson created almost 6 chances against Czech Republic in the match that they had previously? That is the most number of chances created by a single player in this group D. So a lot is dependent on Scotland's captain, that is Andy Robertson, and we can expect that they can do something today in today's match. And let's just hope that they have a better finishing, a clinical finishing in today's match that we did not get to see against Czech Republic, even though they were the better team, but it did not happen for them. And I don't know what we can expect for England, because I remember the last time that the team selection playing 11 that they had for Croatia, they were quite different from the many expectations that all of us had from the team, that who could be picked up and not, because Sterling was there and Grealish was not there, and we can't say that who will be in the playing 11 this time, but I'm sure that Harry Maguire can be there, and maybe Luke Shaw, they use him in the left back position in which he plays, and hopefully there is Ben Chilwell, Jadon Sancho in the squad today because they were not there last time. And also there was news that Jack Grealish was not training with the team, so I don't know what is happening clearly, but let's see what happens in today's match. My prediction is going to be 2-1 in favor of England. I think England is winning it, even though I really want Andy Robertson to win. I want Scotland to win, because according to me in this Euro, they are the dark horses for me. They were supposed to be the dark horses. Please, I just hope that they produce something in today's match. Let's see if that happens or not. We are yet to see that, so meet you in halftime and full time. It feels like the same story with different actors. The same thing was happening with Croatia and England when England was playing with Croatia, that they were taking chances, they were trying to get a goal, but there was no clinical finisher. It seemed like that they have Harry Kane, but still he does not seem sharp enough. The Harry Kane that we have seen, it doesn't seem like that. And then Harry Kane missing chances, then Sterling misses chances, then Phil Foden got chances, then there was a corner kick for England and very strong header by Stones but could not convert it. So that is what is happening for England. And for Scotland, it's very good that they maintained the score at 0-0. They're trying their best, they're trying to keep possession, they're trying to get corners, but then same thing that there is no clinical finisher in their team. Let's just hope that Shea Adams can get a goal for them, but as of now, Scotland is looking pretty good, because this England side is supposed to be very, very good. They are playing at Wembley, it's their home ground, and also they're supposed to bring it home this time. So which is why I feel that 0-0 does not justify the kind of team and the talent that England has. But for Scotland, it's a very good scoreline, and if they can maintain it or try and get a goal, that would be very good for Scotland in the coming rounds, because this is going to decide that if they're going to stay in the tournament or not, because this is very important right now for Scotland to get a goal. And also Scotland is looking sharp, but it all depends on how well they can keep the momentum and pace in second half. If they can stop England, because England has such good bench. They can get Jadon Sancho on if they want to get a goal. They can get Jack Grealish on if they want to get a goal. So that is what is missing in Scotland, because this is the team that they have, and they need to convert any chance that they get and also defend very, very well. That is very important. For England, they need to convert the chances that they are getting, because they're actually getting such good chances, England, and they're not able to convert any. Even if England gets through this group stage in round of 16, and in other matches, they're going to face teams like France, Spain, Germany, Italy. They're going to face teams like that. So it's not possible that, they can miss the shots and not convert when needed and, get through it or, win the tournament. It's not going to work that way. Let's just see what happens in second half, because Gareth Southgate is definitely going to make some changes. And also, did I mention that the score is 0-0? I think I forgot to mention that. It's full time and the scoreline is 0-0, and Scotland deserved it. They deserved a draw or a win and nothing less than that, because they were actually very good. This is actually a loss for England. Loss should have won this game. I'm really happy with the way Scotland has been playing. Even with Czech Republic, they were very good, and today with England, they were very good too, especially defensively. I know there's a lot of problem with their finishing. They don't have a proper striker. If Scotland did, I'm sure this match would not end in a draw, because come on, look at England's talent. They had DCL on the bench, imagine, Jadon Sancho on the bench, and then I don't know what Gareth Southgate was doing, taking out Foden. I mean, out of Sterling, Kane and Foden was the best out of those three, and you took out Foden and you got Jack Grealish on. That was a very good decision, but taking out Foden, come on. Sterling and Kane, they were not really in the game or not performing that well, but I think he could have used DCL in, he could have used Jadon Sancho on, but that doesn't happen. I think Scotland did a good job. They were defending well. They were good in midfield. They were closing down the players of England. That was actually very good done by Scotland, but I think that they should focus on set pieces. They got so many corners. They could try and, master that so that they can get a goal from corners and also from free kicks or outside the penalty box. If they can try and do that, I'm telling you, this will actually work for Scotland. We're yet to see what happens in this group. Gareth Southgate has a lot to think after this match, because they cannot go and win this tournament if they keep playing the way they did today. They need to find their footing. Now, there's a fun fact. The first time that England and Scotland played each other back in 1872, the formation of England was 1, 2 and 7, and the formation of Scotland was 2-2-6. Imagine 6 forwards and 7 forwards in the match. And now the formation completely changed. It's completely converted. 4-2-3-1 for England and 3-5-2 for Scotland. Imagine, that is how football evolved. That is how tactics evolved in football, and that is the beauty of it. And that is how we as fans are evolving with football every day. And that's it from me today. Bye.